On today's market mover report for ThePit.com, we're going to be taking a look at perhaps one of the most expensive first Bowman cards that you'll find right now in baseball. Of course, that card belongs to Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Atlanta Braves. So, of course, Acuna was making a run at 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases last year. He fell a bit short on the stolen bases, but Acuna, of course, one of the most exciting young players in baseball. He played last year at age 21, going into his age 22 season in 2020. So it's no surprise that his cards have been extremely popular. Now, what's interesting about Acuna is that uh, this is just his regular base 2017 first Bowman Chrome card, and this card is already pushing $40. And that, while I mean that might be expected considering how popular he is, consider that some of the more established players, like say Mookie Betts, his first Bowman card is around $9 or $10, and guys like Cody Bellinger and some other more established players don't even approach this price with their own first Bowman cards. The other very interesting thing is, considering how expensive this is, you might expect it to be a relatively rare card. And actually, if you take a look at the PSA Population Report, you can see that this card is not rare at all. In fact, there are 5,182 total graded by PSA, and 4,550 of those have been graded a PSA 10, with about 589. So this is definitely not a tough grade. This is a card that you could send in and very consistently get 10s. And what's interesting is that the 9s of this card are already, pushing $100, while the 10s are actually pushing about 200. So at that $40 price point, there's definitely actually plenty of room to make money on this card if you decide to get them graded. Of course, if you decide that you would rather just collect them, as raw cards, and you have that option too. So the question today is even at $40, is his first Bowman card still a good value? It absolutely is. If you consider the graded prices, it is. Now the question is, can it maintain such a price point? And that is the question that we are going to leave you with today. But one thing before we wrap this up today is I want to take a look at the baseball gauge, the Hall of Fame probability for Ronald Acuna. So as you can see, Acuna is down here at 28.9% chance of getting in the Hall of Fame, but he's only age 21. If you look at the guys around him, right below him is Josh Donaldson at 27.1% at age 33, and right ahead of him is Javier Baez at 29.4 at age 26. So Acuna has only played 3 years in the major leagues so far, going into 2020, and he already has a 28.9% chance. So the average outfielder, center fielder, I believe, for the average wins above replacement mark for an average center fielder is 67.5. So if he wants to reach that benchmark, he'll need about 58 more WAR. And at age 21, that's a very, very approachable mark. Even averaging only about four WAR a year, he plays another 10 years, and obviously, um, he's going to come close to that. So pretty. He's been a pretty impressive player so far. The question is, can he keep up that pace? And I think that many people in the hobby can believe that he can, especially when you consider that his first Bowman card is at a price that would suggest that he is a future Hall of Famer. While guys like even Mookie Betts, you see where Mookie Betts is on this list, with an 89.6% chance at the Hall of Fame at age 26. So, I think that if we are having this discussion 5 years from now, and he's in this similar position to Mookie Betts, if he does continue on that trajectory, then I would say that yes. This price is justified. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think that that this card can maintain a $40 price and perhaps even go higher? Right now, it's a good buy because of the fact that if you were to get them graded, even a PSA 9 or PSA 10 is a considerable return on investment. But I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. Of course, can he keep up the incredible pace that he's been on so far? or even if he slips a little bit, will we see a slip in his prices? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and we will be back soon with more market mover reports. Happy collecting, everyone.